Hello, my dear students, class 8. Today we are going to see the civics chapter number 4, understanding laws. Okay, so are you ready? Let's start. We have learnt in the previous chapters that everything is governed by laws. Okay, so there are laws for everybody and for almost everything. Laws specifying the age of marriage, the age at which a person can vote, and even laws dealing with the buying and selling of property, and so on. Law, in a simple words, means a system of rules which is important for governing a civilized society or country. It involves implementing new set of laws or reframing old ones in the interest of the country. Okay. Now we will see that at a time of framing of the constitution, the members of the Constituent Assembly stated that in independent India there would be no possibility for arbitrary use of authority. To ensure rule of law, the framers made quite a few provisions in the constitution. The most important provision among these was all people are equal before the law, irrespective of religion, region, caste, or gender. Whether it is a government official or a wealthy business person or the president of the country, nobody is over or above the law. Let's look at the social laws prevalent in ancient India and how they were different from the current laws. In ancient time, there were numerous overlapping local laws, and various communities enjoyed different levels of autonomy in administrating these laws. Religious backgrounds and caste were often the criteria for the fixing the penalty to be rewarded, and it was not unusual for two people getting dissimilar punishment for the same crime. In general, people from the lower segments of the society were more harshly penalized. After independence, the constitution served as a framework for our elected representatives to make laws. So, since independence, with changing times, innumerable new laws have been made and old ones have been ratified. So, one such law is the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. So according to which female members enjoy equal share in the family property. Similarly, many new laws related to controlling pollution, then assuring employment opportunity to all, after that protecting consumer rights and right to information, etc. We have been enacted from time to time. In India, Parliament plays a very crucial role in preparing and executing laws. A law is at first introduced in the form of a bill. A bill is a proposal for new law. There are two types of bills, ordinary bill and money bill. Okay. Ordinary bill, that is draft proposal for ordinary legislation. It can be introduced in any house, upper house or lower house. Okay. And money bill, it contains the provisions related to tax regulations, then borrowing of money by the government, budget, etc. Now we will see towards the domestic violence. So domestic violence implies any physical or mental injury caused by an adult male, usually husband, against his wife. It also includes emotional and economic abuse, threats, harassments, stalking. Okay, so damage to property into a women's residence, or abuse from following any cultural or customary rituals that discriminates against women. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act includes all women who live or have lived in a shared household with the male member who commits violence. So let us see how the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2006 was passed. So the story also has been given in your textbook. So throughout the 1990s, various forums raised their voice to stop this abuse of women within the household in 1999. Okay, then the constituting lawyers, the law students and activists from across the country, they prepared a draft of the domestic violence prevention and protection bill. So, though this bill was introduced in the parliament in 2002, it did not satisfy the need of the victims of domestic violence. So, as a result, many women's organizations and National Commission for Women made submission to the Parliamentary Standing Committee suggesting changes. After a lot of deliberation, the bill was tabled in December 2002, and eventually most of the demands of the women's group were accepted. Finally, in 2005, the new bill was reintroduced and it became a law in 2006. So, thus, we can say that we can realize that citizens of a country play crucial role in the framing of the legislations. By expressing their concerns and expectations, they ensure that framers of the law have taken into account the needs of its citizens. Okay, so actually, the opinion of the people that is voiced through radios, televisions, newspapers, demonstrations, etc., they put pressure on the government for quick implementation of legislation. Similarly, the media highlights passing of certain legislations, and this makes the course of lawmaking transparent to the people. With the help of media and other social platforms, people bring forward the causes that need to be brought into notice. The parliament is the supreme lawmaking body of a country that we know, everyone knows. It makes laws on matters of state, defense, and revenue. So these laws are enforced by the executive branches of the government. Before any legislation is proposed, the Indian Parliament takes public opinion into consideration. Whenever there is a certain issue that is troubling the public, or there is some welfare activities that is required in a particular area, the representatives of the people, the MPs, members of parliament, raise that issue in the parliament, and after debates, discussions and voting, the proposed legislation becomes the law. If there are issues that the government has failed to address, then the citizen of country bring it to the forefront through various forums such as the press, protest, etc. Different groups like NGOs and the media can also creates pressure on the government in order to pass the important laws. Okay, then electronic and print media also help in voicing the demands and concern of the people through TV reports as well as newspapers, magazines, radio programs, and local meetings. NGOs and the other social organizations also help in expressing people's voice. Thus, people's will is an essential part of lawmaking process. An example of such law is the law for universal elementary education, the need for which has existed for very long time, but it took legal shape in recent years only. And now, my dear students, let us stop here. In the next video we are going to see the unpopular laws, yes, and the story of Rosa Parks. So till that, bye, see you.